Hi everyone, it's Sandy Holterhaus. I'm the Rec Center Dietitian, and it is National Nutrition Month. So for this month, I'm going to give you 5 different presentations on different topics surrounding our macronutrients. So this first presentation is just going to be on hydration, just learning about how much water and fluid you need to take in each day. So we'll go ahead and get started. So first of all, symptoms of good or poor hydration. So symptoms of dehydration would include being excessively thirsty. Maybe your skin has become drier. You've noticed it's more dry than usual. Dark colored urine, constipation. And some of the symptoms you may not know about would be heartburn, premature aging, high cholesterol, weight gain, and fatigue. Those can all be symptoms of poor hydration or dehydration. Symptoms of good hydration would actually mean that you're maintaining a healthy body weight. You are properly digesting and metabolizing food. That means that your system is moving the water around and the nutrients around where they need to go in your body. Your skin might have that healthy glow. Good hydration also can help decrease muscle and joint inflammation, improve your circulation, and naturally detoxify your body. So, how much water do you need? Here's some general guidelines. So, I generally recommend about 6 to 8 cups of water per day, and that's along with other beverages, plenty of fruits, and vegetables. Unfortunately, alcohol cannot be counted for part of your hydration, and I actually don't recommend that you count caffeine beverages as well. So if you're drinking a lot of pop or a lot of coffee, I wouldn't count that as well because those can tend to dehydrate you. So if you actually want to calculate the right amount of water for your body, you would take your current weight, divide that by 2, this is in pounds, and come up with the number of ounces you should drink per day. Divide that by 8 ounces, which is our cup, and that would give you the number of cups that you'd want each day. So, for example, you would take your weight, say you're 150 pounds, divide that by 2, coming up with the number of ounces, so 75 ounces, and divide that by 8 ounces in a cup, that would give us 9.3 cups. So, you can make up some of that additional water you might need. Say you're drinking 8 cups of water a day through fruits and vegetables that you're eating as well. So, hydration guidelines for athletes. So, many of you guys are working out quite a bit. Some people sweat more than others. So, there are important guidelines for our athletes in the amount of fluid that they need to take in. So, these guidelines are from the American College of Sports Medicine, the ACSM. And so, generally, if you're exercising for less than 60 minutes, you don't need to add a sports beverage in. In fact, that might just add extra calories that you don't need. So, the recommendation is to drink 3 to 8 ounces of water every 15 to 20 minutes. So, that would roughly break down to 10 to 30 ounces if you're doing a 60-minute workout, or 5 to 15 ounces if you're doing a 30-minute workout. And again, you need to pay attention to how much you sweat. Maybe you're working out regularly and you're dehydrated already going into your workout. So then you want to lean towards drinking more and also making up additional fluids during the rest of your day. So if you are exercising more than 60 minutes, the recommendation is that you actually have a sports beverage that will help replace electrolytes in your body. And the recommendation is the same amount as for the shorter duration workouts, only that you switch from water to that sports beverage. So 3 to 8 ounces of sports beverage every 15 to 20 minutes. And it can get very expensive to buy some of those sports beverages over the counter. And I'm not always sure that they're having the right amount of sugar in them. They may have way too much sugar in them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you might want to follow this recipe here. It would be 1 cup of orange juice, 2 cups of coconut water, 1 tablespoon of honey, and some Himalayan sea salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And all those things will provide electrolytes. And you can make this at home, make the amount that you need. And it's great for adults or kids as well to replenish those electrolytes. So if you are a competitive athlete and you're working out and sweating intensely, um, it is recommended that you actually weigh prior to working out and then weigh after your workout is complete. And what you would want to do is then drink 20 to 24 ounces of water for each 1 pound of weight lost. So some athletes can work out very intensely, and if it's very hot outside as well, can lose a number of pounds. Say maybe just on the average, maybe 3 pounds of weight. Then you would want to drink, probably 60 to 72 ounces of water and fluid after that workout. And the guideline is to try to make up that fluid loss within about 2 hours. So some tips and tricks to increase your hydration. I really recommend that you have a water bottle. And this sounds very basic, but first of all, determining how much water you need to drink. And then also knowing how much water, how many ounces your bottle holds. And that sounds very basic, but a lot of people don't realize that maybe their water bottle is 20 ounces instead of 24 or 32 ounces. So you want to make sure you've measured that out. You know how much water your bottle contains. And then you figure out how many bottles you need to drink a day. And what I recommend is that you then determine how many hours you're going to be awake during the day on average. And then you want to stop drinking probably a couple hours before you go to bed. And then take the remaining hours and divide that and come up with the number of ounces per hour that you want to drink. And you can mark that on your bottle. You can set a, a pitcher of water out on your uh, counter at home if you're home on the weekend, and just have that as a constant reminder to help you to drink. But then just figuring out, calculating how much water you need. And again, it sounds very basic, but it's one of those things that we don't a lot of times take the time to do. So for example, if you have 90 ounces of water you need to drink in 15 hours to drink it, you would need to drink that 6 ounces per hour. Other tips, make living water. So I think there's something beneficial to putting living things into living things. So you are made up of microorganisms and organs and tissues that are living. And if you then add what we would call living water to your body, that adds vitamins and enzymes. And you simply do that by just adding some fruit, maybe citrus fruit. Cucumber is one that's very popular, or you could add herbs to your water as well to make it a living water. And then also enjoying 2 to 3 servings a day of juicy fruit. So I'm talking, apples, peaches, plums, citrus fruit, those types of fruit, as well as your melons, which add a lot of water to your diet. And your leafy green vegetables are also very rich in water. So some hydration do's and don'ts, and this will be the last slide. We'll finish up here. Um, Pure mountain spring water is kind of the gold standard, the premium source of water because it has natural minerals in it. Unsweetened green tea, hot or cold, can be good for your heart. You want to avoid coffee drinks that are laden with sugar because that's just going to add a lot of calories to your diet. And then include some animal or nut milks or seed milks. Those are going to be fortified with calcium and probably vitamin D as well. So adds those nutrients to your um, intake for the day. And flavored kombucha teas, these have been around for a while, but I always recommend these to clients if they're trying to remove pop from the diet. And there are some different flavored ones that are fun, different fruit flavors, and they also do make like a Dr. Pepper kombucha. So different flavorings that can assist you, giving you that carbonation, but cutting down on the amount of sugar. And you also get the health benefit of probiotics with kombucha tea. You can find those in all the stores now, in the refrigerator section. I mentioned coconut water before in the recipe for the sports drink, and that's a great way to include more electrolytes into your diet. There are calories with the coconut water, so I wouldn't drink it just as a matter of course if you're trying to lose weight, but if you are exercising a lot and want to replace those electrolytes, the coconut water can be your friend. I think it's about 45 calories in a cup. Bone broth is another great option, and you can eat that with soup or just drink the bone broth straight from the little containers. And that actually, usually a cup of bone broth, or yeah, a little carton of bone broth is probably about 9-10 grams of protein. So it can help add up and increase the protein you're taking in. And it's also good for strengthening the immune system, which is, mostly in our gut. So that's why that's one of the first things they'll give you, after surgery. Juice, I only recommend about 4 to 6 ounces of 100% fruit juice per day. So if you do need more to drink than the 4 to 6 ounces, you might consider adding water to that. I know a lot of people like to take their medications with juice, but we just don't want to spike your blood sugar too much, and it's be much better option to eat the whole fruit. I also would recommend you avoid drinks that are loaded with, saturated fat, trans fat, and sugar. So milkshakes, just a lot of those coffee drinks that have whipped cream and different items like that. And the artificial creamers or the dry powdered creamers, those have a lot of trans fat in them. So avoiding those. So that's all I have on hydration. And next week I'll be back talking about carbohydrates. So I hope you'll join me then. Thanks.